Be a barbecue hero with delicious, ultra-low net-carb hero bread, buns, and tortillas. Soft and fluffy, high in fiber, and with 0 grams of sugar, up to 10 grams of protein, coming in at under 100 calories per serving. Oh, and did I mention they taste like their mouth-watering traditional versions? I mean, what's not to love? Use code AH10 for 10% off your first hero bread purchase at hero.co. That's AH10 for 10% off at hero.co.
Hey guys, welcome back to Three Terrible Gamers podcast. This is episode 72, and I'm here with Colin.
Hey guys.
Alright, we'll go ahead and jump into it. We have a whole fresh set of topics for you guys. Xbox Direct has been, confirmed at this point.
Yeah, Microsoft made a point of saying that the Direct it's going to happen. It will not have anything to do with the Activision Blizzard side of it, so that's part of it as well. They made sure they mentioned that, but they said that's not to mean that it won't come later this year. So there's hints that there's going to be stuff on that. But the main gist of it was they talked about a few games that are going to be mentioned on it, and it's going to be Indiana Jones game, which that's a weird concept to me. I guess I've never seen it touched on, but that's one movie franchise I didn't think would get a video game adaptation. There's Avowed, and it's the team at Obsidian will share the first deep dive in, and I got all this from Xbox Wire. First deep dive into the gameplay experience fans can expect in Avowed, their upcoming fantasy action RPG set to a fantastical, vibrant, living lands. Learn more about Obsidian's enterprise and building worlds with deep themes, dynamic gameplay, thoughtful reactivity come to life in Avowed, where players will have an agency to make choices shape steps of their adventures. Then there's Aura History Untold, and it's from Oxide Games. It's a studio founded by veterans of a strategy genre and creators behind classic strategy titles, including Civilization V, as they unveil exclusive new gameplay and share more details about the inspiration key features on the road ahead of their upcoming historical grand strategy game. And the last one to be mentioned on the Xbox Wire side of it was the Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. It's Ninja Theory takes us behind the scenes of their studio in Cambridge to give us some insight on how to crafting Senua's Saga's Hellblade 2. The team will speak to the ambition and meticulous care involved in creating Senua's journey of survival. So it seems kind of like a Ninja Gaiden style game.
Yeah, I think so. It sounds like it.
On it.
Alright, yeah, you pretty much covered all the games, but just kind of a recap. Says you're about to get an exciting look at some of the incredible games ahead of Xbox. It says, as we present a new edition of Developer Direct on Thursday, January 18th at 12 p.m. Pacific Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and 8 p.m. UK Time, fans will get an inside look at a selection of highly anticipated games coming to Xbox Series X and S, PC, and Game Pass. And then it goes on to say, shortly after, ZeniMax Online Studios will host the Elder Scrolls Online 2024 global reveal at 1 p.m. Pacific Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and 9 p.m. UK to preview 2024's biggest update. And I know you said that they said that there won't be anything Activision Blizzard. There may not be, but I think they'll at least say something like maybe even just like you said that they said that just to look forward to announcement later this year or something. Like maybe they'll give us a date for another event, maybe not. I just think they'll at least acknowledge them there, but maybe not.
Shadow Drop Spyro.
What's that?
I said Shadow Drop Spyro.
Hey, I hope so. That'd be awesome. There was a I didn't put it in here because we kind of talked about something similar a couple weeks or last week. There was another tease online about Spyro 4 on Twitter or X, whatever it is. Got fans excited. All right, we'll move on. The PS4 Pro has sold 14.3 million units.
Well, yeah, 4 years ago it did, but it was part of the Insomniac leak.
Right.
And so the fact that it confused me for the longest time too whenever I was doing this topic, because I'm just like, my goodness, I was like, he's having me look up something that was 4 years ago, but I completely forgot about the leak had happened, even though it was like one of the ones I was the host on, and I was like, oh, okay, I was the one that made up that topic, but
this is the first time we've known that since, because of the leak.
Yeah. So in the leak, it said that from 2016, which is when the PS4 Pro was released, until 2020, it sold 14.3 million copies, which, counting for total sales of the system at the time, because there's no number of what it is now, because obviously it wouldn't even be realized if it wasn't for the leak in the first place. But the PS4 Pro only made up for about 15% of the sales. So, since that is, and the fact that they're planning on doing a PS5 Pro, makes it seem like it's probably not going to be a good idea company-wise.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense that the Pro really won't sell as well as the initial unit, just because it's a revision, but, yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll still go ahead with the PS5 Pro, but yeah, I guess it does make sense that the first unit to come out is going to sell the most, because after that, a lot of the fans already have one, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think they fixed some internal things on upgrade graphics a little bit. So for the PS5 Pro, what they was having the issue with like the liquid metal, like literally, the metal like liquidizing.
Yeah, it's kind of like leaking all over other components inside, and well, we kind of mentioned it before.
Sure, the Pro but had issue.
Yeah. Well, we kind of mentioned before. I mean, it could short out other components as well, but yeah, that's what it was. Kind of having a problem with the liquid metal for the chip.
Yeah, but I'm saying like a PS5 Pro would probably fix that issue. But
yeah,
like you said, if you already have a mainstream system, why get another one?
Right, and I mean, I guess they do have this new PS5 out now. It's not a PS5 Pro because it has the same internals. It just, you can put a detachable disk drive on it. So it's optional to get the disk drives instead of how, like, they have a disk drive PS5 and then a non-disk drive. Now it's optional. You can get the non-disk drive and then just upgrade to the disk drive later.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, PlayStation 4 Pro has allegedly sold 14.3 million units as of January 2020. Marvel's Spider-Man sold 15,599,655 copies for the PS4, and Horizon Zero Dawn shifted over 15,036,044 units. God of War 2018 sold 14,823,580 copies in total. We suggest taking the data with a grain of salt. Many gamers during the last gen were curious about how PlayStation 4 Pro would stand out in the competitive scene. Rest assured it sold a Gargantuan figure, whatever that is. It's limited lifespan. But anyway, so those are just some more things out of the leak. The PS4 Pro and the Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn, and God of War sales. So, I mean, they done pretty well. I mean, that's a lot for all of those games.
Yeah.
All right, let's just go ahead and move on. Speaking of Horizon Zero Dawn, I guess, now we have the sequel here. Horizon Forbidden West PC port coming early 2024.
Yeah, the PC version of Horizon Forbidden West is set to release on Steam and Epic Game Stores in 2024, offering an improved graphical experience per Game Rant. We've talked about this game quite a few times, and
Yeah.
I'm glad that it's getting ported over, and we're actually going to be able to play it on our PCs now since I've joined the club.
Yeah.
If you're watching this, you can tell that there's a difference from the normal stand. But if you're listening, you probably can't tell much of a difference other than a crisper voice.
Yeah, definitely sound crisper and fresh.
But yeah, I'm glad, and I mean, I want to assume that it's going to have a $60, $70 price tag on it, per usual.
Yeah, I'd say you're right. But, so it says at CES 2024, NVIDIA has announced that DLSS and RTX technologies are coming to a whole bunch of PC games set to launch in the coming months. One of the biggest is Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition from Sony, PlayStation Studios, and Guerrilla Games. The PC version includes the Burning Shores story expansion, improved visuals, and more. What's more is DLSS 3 frame generation, NVIDIA Reflex, and DLAA. At its CES 2024 presentation, NVIDIA mentioned that Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition is coming to PC early this year, which puts a tighter release window on the previous 2024 one. And with that, we've got a new trailer for the game running on a GeForce RTX powered PC with DLSS 3, and it looks stunning. So if you guys haven't watched that, go watch it. It does look pretty good. And I'm excited for this because I have the first one, the Horizon Zero Dawn, and I haven't beat or anything. I've been playing other games on my PC, like God of War and Last of Us, Spider-Man, Ratchet & Clank, other PlayStation games. But it is a fun game, and if you guys don't know what it's about, you're basically in, I guess, kind of like an apocalyptic time era where robotic dinosaurs own the land, and yeah, it's as cool as it sounds, robotic dinosaurs, but it's a really fun game. So if you guys haven't played it, I recommend playing it before you play the second one. But yeah.
Is it kind of like an ARC then?
Kinda, I guess, but you don't tame them. You just killed them.
Gotcha.
But it's
So
cool,
it's
like you have
ARC
different abilities to like sneak up on them, and your main weapon is a bow and not a gun, like, so it's pretty cool.
So you're saying it's more like Turok?
Kinda, yeah, just
Minus,
very
obviously
evolutionized
Turok got more melee.
dinosaurs. They're made
Yeah,
out of
metal
metal.
dinosaurs.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun, and it's really cool with really good idea. I've been wanting to play it ever since it did come out on the PS4. I just obviously never had a PS4. So once I got a PC, I got the PC version.
Yep.
All right. Moving on. Hogwarts Legacy sells over 22 million copies.
Yeah, and Warner Brothers was bragging about it. Warner Brothers Games has announced that Harry Potter's action RPG Hogwarts Legacy sold over 22 million copies by the end of 2023, with roughly 2 million of those sales over December holiday period. But that's not just the units sold that I'm so proud of, and this is a quote from, I believe, David Haddad, which is Warner Brothers Interactive president. But it's not just the units that's sold that I'm proud of. It's just that we're delighted but the fans delighted of the fans so much, so he kind of goes onto a weird thing with how he words that. But yeah, and go on to saying that it's sold better than any other game in a year's time, which I don't really see how that's necessarily true. Which I know video game presidents are going to do that. Like maybe sold better than a Mortal Kombat game,
Yeah.
since that's Warner Brothers too. But
I mean,
I wouldn't compare it to any other normal. Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom
had
broke
double
records.
the-
Like,
the
they sold a
sales
crap
in the
ton.
first- yeah. So, and especially with it releasing in the same year,
Yeah.
I'm just like, yeah, no, you're lying for your teeth. Maybe if you're comparing to other Warner Brothers games, yes. But if you're comparing to the rest of the lineups, 22 million copies is great. It's a great number and everything else, but it's nowhere near the best of the best sold.
Right.
And it was released on, all the consoles, not just one.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought when I read that quote. I was like, I don't know, buddy. I think you don't know what Tears of the Kingdom is. I think you forgot about that game coming out, buddy.
Yeah.
But either way, I mean, it's a lot of people say it's a really good game. I haven't got to play it yet, but I've been wanting to. But either way, 22 million copies in a year, that's pretty impressive. Whether it's better than Tears of the Kingdom or not. But, so yeah, it says, representatives of the company also shared other statistics on the game. For example, in just 1 year, 707 million hours were played, and many players returned to Hogwarts to play through the game again. Other in-game statistics show that players have brewed 800 million potions, collected 1.3 billion magic herbs, rescued 593 million magic beasts, and defeated 4.9 billion evil wizards. So, like I said, I haven't played it, so I really don't know how impressive all those numbers are, but I'm sure they're pretty impressive.
Yeah. I would assume so since they put it on paper, but
Yeah.
it's also coming from the same people that said it's the best-selling game of the year.
It wasn't
So,
even
I'll take it
mentioned
out for
at the
grain of
Game
salt.
Awards at all,
No,
which is kind of
it's a
surprising.
fan-based game.
Yeah.
Which, only people that bought the game were, Harry Potter fans. I don't think anyone bought it just to play it.
That's true.
Unless you was already involved in what you liked on Harry Potter.
It's true. But apparently there's 22 million Harry Potter fans out there, which is believable.
Good fortune. I'd say there's a lot more than that, just a lot of them don't have video game consoles, I would assume.
Yeah. Like I said, I want to play it. I like Harry Potter. I've seen not all the movies, but most of them.
I think I've only watched one movie and I had one book and I only read one chapter of that book.
I don't read.
It was the Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah.
And I had that book in 4th grade or whatever.
I don't read. So I watch the movies. I think I watched all the movies except for the last two.
Is your January looking dry? Get some lotion. Better yet, get Drizzly, the go-to app for drink delivery. With Drizzly, you can compare prices on a huge selection of non-alcoholic drinks perfect for dry January and get the best deal every time. And best of all, you can get them all delivered to your door. So download the Drizzly app or go to drizzly.com. That's DRIZLY.com. Must be 21 plus, not available in all locations. And don't forget to lotion up those elbows.
The big finale movies, really, but I know what happens, so I don't really need to watch them.
Name of the 2 parts.
Yeah. Was it Deathly Hollows or something like that?
I think so.
Part 1 and Part 2? I don't remember.
Yeah.
We still got a few topics. I thought we was going through pretty fast, but we still got a few. Nintendo Selects are reportedly coming to Nintendo Switch.
Tell you how old I am. I'm used to seeing them as player's choice.
Yeah, for the GameCube.
Yep. Yeah, what? It switched over to Nintendo Select on the 3DS/2DS era and the Wii U.
I believe the Wii as well.
The Wii as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But yeah, they hold on, got blurry here. What used to be Player's Choice and was the list for Nintendo titles for the, as you just said, Wii and everything else. So I've seen a few of those games that never really focused on it because I buy a game, I'm going to buy the game to play the game. I don't really care if anyone else really enjoyed it or not type of situation.
Yeah.
Which basically any Nintendo title that I've seen, at least for the 3DS game, seemed like it had that mark on it because usually it was older, not necessarily older titles, but titles that had been out for a hot minute. Kind of like the D-list situation for the Switch situation. Just it seemed like if it was like a D-listed game, it usually got that treatment. It seemed like, especially for it. It seems like Nintendo like took over for a second and was like, "Oh yeah, all these games were 10 for 10, so we're just going to name it as a select here," even though they don't have any say in that. But it just seems like a nice little thing. That's how they come up with the system. If you're a Nintendo game and you had even, I don't even, like I said, I don't even know the criteria to get on there. Just ever been being a classic or delisted from the previous console.
I know. I think they were games that sold very well. So like you said, a classic or just a very well received game. And I think for at least the Wii, they were $20. So I'm not sure how much they'll be for the Switch.
Gotcha, and they had a set, price point. Because what, it was like $19.95 for like, I know the 3DS ones, well the 2DS is what I had. I know those were usually about $20.
I think they all were for the Wii and I believe the Wii U as well. I could be wrong on the Wii U one, but I'm almost 100% sure. 99% sure that the Wii one was. Yeah. I'm 99% sure that the Wii was $20 as well.
Like I said, the Wii U, I don't know nothing about, but I don't even remember the Wii having them. I remember the GameCube having Player's Choice, and then
yeah,
which is
basically the same thing.
I don't guess. Yeah, they just changed the name of it.
Yeah.
You going live and looking for it?
No, I was going to, but I decided not to.
Seen you looking down for it. But yeah, that's all I could really find on it. But yeah, it's great to see that they're doing that with this. It took them 7 years.
Well, I mean,
I believe the other ones had it almost instantaneously.
A couple years into life cycle. I mean, like you said, 7 years in March, and supposedly the Switch 2 is going to be announced and released this year. So I mean, kind of at the tail end of the life cycle. So better late than never, I guess.
Unless they're going to do it with Switch games and make them cheaper for that price point.
Maybe. But yeah.
I know it's a topic down towards the later end of it that possible, but I'm assuming those ones are probably going to be part of the select.
Yeah, probably.
Whether we get that topic today or not is a different story.
Yeah. All right. Just recap again. It says the difference on the box between the original print and the new print let me go back. On the Wii family of consoles, including the Wii U, these titles were known as Nintendo Selects. The difference on the box between the original print and the new print was a gold Nintendo seal with a red background versus the normal blue banner for Wii U or normal white banner for Wii. The early indicators seem to be pointing in that direction. And then it basically kind of ties in with the delisted topic later in the episode if we get to it, if not the next week. But so yeah, Nintendo Selects may be coming to Nintendo Switch. Not guaranteed yet, but maybe. All right.
I hope. That way you see a Nintendo game for less than $40.
Yeah. All right. So we talked about last week the MIG Switch flash cart for the Nintendo Switch, and it was initially thought that the Switch Dumper, which is what you would use to extract a ROM from your physical cartridge that you own, we thought that it was going to be included with the purchase, but apparently it's going to be sold separately.
Yeah. Ryan Daly, which is, I guess, the person over top of the whole modded thing for the MIG Switch, he actually went on there and apologized for it because he was like, he realized how much backlash he was getting from it and the company was getting from it because, as you said, everyone just expected to be part of it. But, so here's a quote from him. He's like, "First, I want to say thank you so much for your order and everything else. Really appreciate the business. I regret telling everybody who ordered a MIG Switch when the listing said it came with the dumper and the MIG Switch is not going to come bundled as originally thought by MIG Switch and the distributors. We'll update on whatever the price we will once they have it, which I believe they have it priced at $54 right now, and it's on sale from $64. I've seen the price right before I hopped on here. Back to his quote. This leaves us with a few options on what we can do. Skin Pixel and I, as well as other distributors, have been discussing to what to do because we are in the same situation, but these are solutions we have come up with. 1. We can get you a full refund and you can repurchase once the inventory is flowing and you know the price is set in stone. 2. I will offer a massive 40% off mail-in modding service that this will allow you to dump games without the dumper and do a ton more stuff like run RetroArch. 3. We can also give you a heavy discount on the dumper when we know the price of the dumper. So my thing may be a little bit off. But like I said, I swore I see this before I hopped on here. Some people might only want the dumper, so you have to swap the item and get that instead. We can do that and refund the difference. 5. We can do partial refund once we know the cost and the price of the dumper. Let us know what you want to do. Again, from both of us over here, we are really sorry we let you down and it won't happen again. Let us make it right for you. Randy.
Okay. So, what's your thoughts on that quote? Does he mean it?
I mean, if he's having options, I'm assuming he does mean it, but which option he decides to go with out of the 5 will show how much he really cares for the community. Because it should be a one-size-fits-all situation. But
Right.
at the same time, as like 3 or 4 said, that if you want something different, then that's up to you, and you have the right to do that. But, like I said, for the most part, it should be one thing set in stone, and then that's just what it is. And then customer reads it one way or another. It should be the full refund situation. If you want to do it, then you decide what you want to do with your money after that. If you want to go reinvest into that modded dumper, do it. If not, do something else. It's up to you. So I think, full refund should be in effect. But, like I said, it seems like he's going to leave it up to the consumer base.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of agree with what you're saying here. I think he does mean it, and I understand people are upset because everybody thought that it was included, and it was initially going to be included, but I think it was bigger than what they thought, so they ended up having to delay it because they was getting more orders than what they thought. So, and it's a 2-person team of people like me and you. Like, I mean, you know, so they don't have a big old factory or anything. So these people are making these themselves. So people got to realize that too. So yes, you're going to receive backlash because people aren't going to be happy with you backing out of something. But people also need to realize that it is a two-man team. They're not a big company. Stuff's going to happen. And
Yeah.
honestly, I'm happy that he is giving people choices. But in actuality, I don't think he has to. Because that MIG Switch, in my opinion, is worth the $60 by itself. Because
Yeah.
you can buy other ways to dump your physical cartridges if you want, or like he's kind of offering in one of those numbers, one of the 5 you said, you can mod your Switch and dump your physical cartridges that way as well. So there's other ways to do it. So in my opinion, the MIG Switch is worth $60 by itself. Like, he doesn't have to give you a refund or anything, in my opinion. I'm happy he is. Like, I'm happy he's that good of a person, and I would do the same thing, but I'm just saying, as much work as these two people have put into this, they don't have to, and it's good on him that he is giving them that option.
Yeah. And the dumper is the insert, right? Or is that like the SD card?
The MIG Switch itself, that's the cartridge you put your SD card into, and that's what you put into your Switch. The dumper itself is going to be something separate that you put your cartridge into and hook it up to your PC and dump the ROM from your cartridge to your PC. That way you can put it on your SD card.
All right, forget what I said about them having a price, because that's where I had it backwards. I thought they was not necessarily one and the same, but I gave you guys a price because they got a pre-order backup for the new flash cards.
Well, the price is for the MIG Switch itself. So you can pre-order the MIG Switch, you just can't pre-order the dumper right now.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's what I'm saying, as I'm fixing what I said.
Right.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, okay. I was like, this not making sense. That's why I'm just like, okay, I'm going to clarify this real quick.
Yeah, so the price on the dumper is not verified yet, like Colin said.
Yeah.
But once it is, we will let you know what it is. But like I said, I'm happy with the way he's handling everything. And trust me, if I had the money, I'd have pre-ordered one of these the day it came up. January 3rd, it came up. I was about to pre-order, and I was like, I don't have enough money. And they were out of stock. I checked, I think, the day before yesterday. They were back in stock temporarily. Still don't have the money for it, so I wasn't able to get it again. So I'll get it eventually. If you pre-order now, or at least as of when I checked day before yesterday, if you pre-order now, you won't get it till the end of February. That's how backed up they are, which actually isn't that bad for as many people that are ordering these things, and with only 2 people making them. So that's actually pretty good.
You think how many Switch consoles there are and how many people want to do that with their Switches.
Right. Thousands and thousands. That's all the time we have, guys. We appreciate you for watching or listening. Remember, you can always watch us live on Twitch and YouTube. And join our Discord. Come hang out, chat, get any updates for the podcast. We have Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, buy our merch on Redbubble. We have a BetterHelp link if you need any help whatsoever. Colin, is that everything?
The W affiliate.
Oh yeah, yep. I need to put that in the description.
Want gamer energy drink.
Yep, we have affiliate with Dubby. What is it?
It's Dubby.
Dubby.
I think it's Dubby. It's DUBBY.
Dubby. Okay, Dubby, the energy drink. I'll put the link in the description. It's a gaming energy drink, so kind of replaced Game Fuel because apparently they stopped making Game Fuels, but they brought 2 flavors back temporarily. But it's basically game fuel, but the way I understand it's like protein powder. It's an actual powder, but it's an energy drink. You gotta mix it yourself. As far as what I see.
Like closer to like a creatine powder.
Yeah, it's still a powder though. Like you gotta mix it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's it though.
All right. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you in the next episode.
Later, guys.
Be a barbecue hero with delicious, ultra-low net-carb hero bread, buns, and tortillas. Soft and fluffy, high in fiber, and with 0 grams of sugar, up to 10 grams of protein, coming in at under 100 calories per serving. Oh, and did I mention they taste like their mouth-watering traditional versions? I mean, what's not to love? Use code AH10 for 10% off your first hero bread purchase at hero.co. That's AH10 for 10% off at hero.co.